Young and the Restless spoilers. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is just a regular old Tuesday, but the drama in Genoa City is anything but regular. I am honestly exhausted today, staring at my screen for hours on end, but I just had to get my thoughts out about this wild new development before my deadline hits. Grab a coffee or something stronger, because we have a lot to unpack today. And I just can't even believe what I'm typing right now. You guys, why and our fans are so used to not knowing what crazy and hinge scheme that Clark is going to pull next. I mean, the guy has been a walking nightmare for the Newman family for what feels like forever. He is the literal boogeyman of this show, but things have taken a really weird turn lately. A slightly different turn since he suddenly lost his memory. Yeah, you've heard me right. Amnesia, the classic soap opera amnesia trope. So now Matt is supposedly walking around without a clue about the absolute terror he has inflicted on literally everyone he meets. But let's be real here for a second. Matt is still going to find ways to bring the surprises, amnesia or not. Because apparently, the writers are trying to sell us this narrative that Matt is going to be genuinely horrified and remorseful when he finds out the full truth about his past. Like, he's going to wake up, hear about his crimes, and just be this broken, guilty shell of a man. What were they thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well? I mean, I am sitting here pulling my hair out because this is the same guy who literally just destroyed Nick Newman's life. Let's just rewind for a second, because we have to look at the context. We have to look at what this guy actually did before his brain conveniently hit the reset button. A few episodes ago, we saw the absolute peak of Matt's cruelty. He lured Nick and Adam out to that rundown, sketchy gas station in Vegas. He chained up Sharon and Noah like animals. And what did he do to Nick? He didn't just beat him up. No, he poisoned him. He planted drugs, fentanyl and cocaine, and completely rewired Nick's brain into a desperate, raging addict. And even though Matt got arrested, which we will get to in a minute, his psychological poison was still working. Nick escaped that gas station, completely out of his mind on drugs, hallucinating that Matt was standing in the middle of the road taunting him. Nick slammed his foot on the gas to run down a ghost, and he crashed his car straight into a cliff. So now Nick is in a hospital bed, in a coma, with doctors telling us screaming, devastated Nikki that her son might have permanent brain damage. The golden boy of the Newman family is lying there, hooked up to machines, fighting for his life, and Victor. Victor is just standing there in absolute silence, but you can see the lethal, burning hatred in his eyes. He has vowed to kill whoever supplied those drugs. The entire Newman empire is shaking to its core because Nick might never wake up. And right in the middle of all this heavy, dark, devastating trauma, the show wants us to look at Matt Clark and feel, what pity, because he has amnesia. Honestly, it is so frustrating. The notes I'm looking at say that Matt is starting to realize how bad of a guy he was based on how people react to him. Like, he saw a few signs of how terrible he was when Noah Newman confronted him. Let's talk about that confrontation from May 8th. Because it was wild. Matt just casually appears in front of Noah, acting all confused. Who am I? I don't remember. He's playing the victim. But Noah wasn't buying a single second of it. Because that face, that voice, Noah knows exactly what that monster sounds like. Noah just lost it. He started screaming at Matt, provoking him, and then he just lunged. Noah grabbed Matt by the collar and they just went at it. A full-on physical brawl. Noah got punched in the face. He was bleeding. He was injured, but he kept fighting until the cops finally slapped the cuffs on Matt. It was a messy, brutal fight. And during all of this, Matt is supposedly acting like a guy who doesn't understand why this kid hates him so much. So Matt is sitting there in handcuffs, bleeding, looking at Noah's pure rage. And he's supposedly thinking, wow, I must have done some really bad things. Yeah, buddy, you did. You did really bad things. But the thing is, The timeline clearly says Matt was faking his amnesia during that fight with Noah. He was pretending so he could get away with it. But now, the show is kind of blurring the lines, or at least they are trying to pivot into this idea that maybe Matt really is horrified by his past, or maybe the amnesia becomes real. Or maybe he's just playing the longest, sickest con in soap history. But let's just pretend for a second that the amnesia is real. Let's just entertain the writer's fantasy here. Now that Matt has lost his memory, we are supposedly seeing a different side of him. A softer side, a confused side. The rumor mill and the fans on social media are buzzing that this is a setup to make Matt a permanent fixture in Genoa City, like an everyday character. Not just the crazy villain who causes gas station explosions and desert standoffs. They want him to be a regular guy you bump into at Crimson Lights. Can you even imagine, "Hey Matt, ice latte please. By the way, sorry about that time you put my dad in a coma. It's absurd." It's so clunky and weird. I mean, maybe I'm being too harsh. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Sometimes soap operas pull off these massive redemption arcs. We've seen terrible people become fan favorites. Look at Adam Newman. Adam has done horrible things, and we root for him. But Matt doesn't have the family ties to fall back on. He's just an outsider who came in and wrecked lives. And what about Adam? Let's talk about Adam Newman for a second, because his role in all of this is just breaking my heart. Adam was the one desperately trying to save Nick in Vegas. Adam, the guy who usually wears the black hat, was playing the hero. He unchained Sharon and Noah. He fought against Matt's insane games, and he tried so hard to stop Nick from succumbing to those drugs. Now Adam is carrying this massive, crushing guilt because he couldn't save his brother. Adam is pacing the hospital floors, probably blaming himself, while Matt, the actual villain, gets to sit in a cell and play the I don't remember card. It's infuriating. Adam is the one who has spent years trying to earn redemption in the eyes of the Newman family, and he constantly gets pushed back down. But Matt Clark gets a clean slate because of amnesia. The irony is just too much to handle. It's like the writers are playing a sick joke on Adam. Is this really Y&R's attempt at a redemption arc for Matt? And if it is it actually going to work? I just don't see it. I don't see how the fans are going to forgive him. The fans on Twitter are already screaming about Nick's brain damage. You can't just wipe away a crime that's severe with a bump on the head and a sad puppy dog look. But the writers are probably going to ask us to try. They are going to ask the audience to go on this journey of forgiveness right alongside the Newman family. And speaking of the Newmans, who in their right mind thinks Victor Newman is going to forgive Matt? Victor doesn't care if Matt has amnesia, dementia, or a sudden spiritual awakening. Victor wants him dead. He stood in that hospital and swore on his son's life that he would make the person responsible pay with their life. So even if Matt is sitting in a jail cell crying about how he doesn't remember being a monster, Victor's assassins are probably already polishing their sniper rifles. But I keep going back to Noah. Noah was chained up by this guy. Noah watched his dad collapse in a puddle of drugs. Noah bled from Matt's fists. And now the show wants Noah to look at Matt and say, "Oh, he doesn't remember. Let's give him a pass." No. Just no? It makes my blood boil just thinking about it. And what about Sharon? Sharon has been through so much trauma. And now the man she loves is basically on life support because of this psycho. Are they going to make Sharon feel sympathy for Matt? If they do, I swear I am throwing my television out the window. Let's also talk about the sheer audacity of trying to integrate Matt into the daily canvas of Genoa City. If this guy actually becomes a regular, where does he even fit? Is he going to get a job at Newman Enterprises? Yeah, right. Is he going to start dating someone? Who would date him? Imagine the town pariah trying to buy a drink at the GCAC while everyone glares at him. It would be socially awkward at best and violently dangerous at worst. I just keep picturing him trying to have a normal conversation with someone like Lily or Chloe and them just staring at him like he's a ghost. The logistics of redeeming a character this toxic are just a nightmare. But again, this is a soap opera. They've done crazier things. It just feels like they are asking way too much of the audience this time around. And yet, part of me is weirdly fascinated. I hate it, but I'm fascinated, like a car crash. No pun intended with Nick's situation. It's such a bold, crazy move by the writers. To take your most irredeemable villain and strip his memory away just to see what happens. It's like they painted themselves into a corner with how evil Matt got, and the only way to keep the actor on contract was to hit the reset button. So now we get to watch him discover his own crimes like he's reading a true crime novel about himself. So we have this new version of Matt, a Matt who is horrified by the blood on his hands. A Matt who might actually cry when he reads his own police file. Will he try to make amends? How do you even make amends for fentanyl poisoning and permanent brain damage? Do you buy them a fruit basket? It's just so stupid when you say it out loud, but they are going to push it. I can feel it. We are going to get scene after scene of Matt looking tragically at his reflection in a mirror, wondering what kind of demon he used to be. I am rambling. I know I am rambling. My brain is just fried from thinking about this. Let's pull it back on track. The main point is Matt Clark is entering a new era, the amnesia era. Whether he is faking it like he did with Noah, or whether he is genuinely horrified by his past, this is the story we are getting. The show wants him to stick around. They want him to be a long-term character. And honestly, I don't know if the fans can forgive or forget. I really don't. We have long memories, even if Matt doesn't. We remember the torture. We remember the smirks. We remember Nikki's screams echoing in the hospital hallways. But the show is going to ask us to try. They are going to ask the Newmans to try. And it is going to be a messy, clunky, emotional roller coaster that will probably make us all want to scream. But we'll keep watching because that's what we do. We complain, but we care. So what do you guys think? Are you buying this amnesia storyline? Do you think Matt Clark deserves a redemption arc, or do you want Victor to just end him right now? Let me know, because I am losing my mind over here. I need to go get some sleep before I write another 1,000 words about how much I hate this plot twist. Okay, I'm out.